A big change could be coming to how you prove who you are. Utah State is considering rolling out a digital ID to help prove who you are in your online dealings. But with data breaches on the rise, Jim Spiewak asked if this can be a game changer for your online safety and security.
Everyone is born with identity.
You control your identity. You should control your digital identity.
Christopher Bramwell, Utah's chief privacy officer, is leading the state's effort to create a state-endorsed digital identity system, which would provide residents with a verified digital credential proving they are who they say they are.
So someone being able to pretend that they're me probably wouldn't happen.
The whole point of state-endorsed digital identity is to give you control of your identity so nobody can impersonate you.
Bramwell sees initial uses for digital identity for things like going through TSA or verifying identity for government services. But he also says demand is growing in the private sector.
Why wouldn't you just use an identity you control to log into services, and you don't have to worry about reset passwords?
Bramwell says once you receive your credential, the state won't know when you use it, and it won't be tracked, but it would be stored securely in something like a digital wallet.
What do we tell people about why this will be secure?
So security is our top priority, but most importantly, how do you recover when there's a security breach without having to do reissuance of identity to everybody in the state?
Utah lawmakers passed Senate Bill 260 this year, which laid the baseline policy that gives individuals the right to digital identity, but not a mandate to opt in. Senator Kurt Cullimore was the bill's sponsor.
Everything is digital now. A lot of what we do, even interacting with the state, is digital.
With AI advancing rapidly, Cullimore believes many technologies will soon require state endorsement.
Do you feel confident that what is in policy right now as we start to build this out is the most safe and secure?
The laws and the parameters to establish its safety and the security and the principles of freedom surrounding that are getting put into place.
Jim Spiewak, KUTV 2 News.
Shalom, shalom, Yashar Allah. It's your brother, Bahayar Awar, coming from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakadash, which in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew tongue is created in the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you, sister brothers living this truth. And shalom to you brothers and sisters that's listening and studying to show yourselves approved. Woo, here it go, Yashar. Apostles and elders been prophesying this for years and years and years, and now here we are. That's the state of Utah considering putting in a digital ID, which is nothing but a baby step to the mark of the beast, or the MOTB. So we've been telling these people, telling Yashar, that this devil, Esau Edom, so-called white man, is going to mandate a RFID microchip that goes in your body. Right now, they're requiring you to get a digital ID. They're talking about it. First, it was a real ID. Now, the next step is a digital ID. Then there's going to be another step, and it's going to be that RFID microchip. Or they might put another step in there, but that's where it's going to lead to. And that was prophesying in the Bible that they would do this. And look how they're promoting it. Oh, peace and safety. It's for your safety. Like, fool, I don't need my stuff to be a digital ID to be safe. Like, it don't even make sense. But a lot of Edomites going to go for it. Some are not. But the elite bankers, the Ish people, the Ish Edomites, the 1948ers, they're going to make this mandate. It's going to happen. That's the whole reason they're building all these data centers. These big giant data centers is to keep a digital trace of all these RFID microchips. That's the play. And they're gonna do it. You know, and then you look at the comments, you know, you hear a lot of people saying no to it. They don't want to get it. Because some see. But they're gonna force it. They're gonna force it on the people. That's gonna start that civil unrest, which is already starting, and that'll lead to second address territories. They're gonna force it. Well, how do we know that? Because the scriptures tells us so. So let's get it. Because this digital system is nothing but the beast system coming online. Artificial intelligence is going to help Esau do biblical prophecy. So they've been talking about, you've been talking about the mark of the beast. You've been saying this forever. Esau Edom did not have the technology in place yet to put a a mark on everybody in the civilized world. He didn't have the technology yet, but now they do, and it's here. This is not no conspiracy theory. This ain't no sci-fi stuff. We are here. It's here, and I'm gonna show you right here in the scriptures. This is Revelation 13 and 15. It says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast." That's that AI, computers. And it said that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. AI can talk to you right now. They say AI is leading people to commit suicide. So the beast can talk. So the scriptures, Yahweh Shah is on point. Once again, the beast can now talk to you. Your phone Siri can talk to you. So the beast can talk. And it's going to get to the point where AI is going to make mankind bow down to them. Like Esau, even so-called white man, is going to give everything over to AI, artificial intelligence, the computer, in order to keep their rulership. The computer is going to put everybody in a database. Will at least try to. Hopefully they ain't going for it. But it's going to try to put everybody in a database. And that's going to lead to this right here. When you go to verse 16, it says, "And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." That's their RFID microchip. You got Neuralink, Elon Musk, look it up, goes in your head. And they got the NFC chip, which goes in your hand, right between your pointing finger and your thumb. It goes in there. And it said the scripture, he said he calls of all. And we know how they're going to cause of all. By what? Laws and legislation. Just like when they did the C-19, they're going to say, oh, well, to drive your car, the new license is digital, so you got to go comply with that. If you don't have a digital license, you can't drive your car. So they're forcing you to go get it in order to stay in society. And that's how they're going to run it. They're going to make it where you can't do nothing. You probably can't go to the grocery store. You can't work no job. You can't pay your car note, your house, your mortgage. You can't do nothing without that digital ID, which is going to morph into a RFID microchip. And this thing, they're going to need big data centers to keep up with all that GPS tracking. And these data centers are destroying the earth. It's sucking up all the water. It's ruining the environment. So that's why Yahweh Shah has to come back and, bring belt to Esau, Edom backside. And right here, now let me get verse 17, Revelation 13:17, because this is why. This backs up what I just said. It said, "And that no man might buy or sell," economics, "say that he had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name." Verse 18, "Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. 666. It's going to be on that barcode. All these RFID microchips are going to have a barcode on them. So that's that 666. And then it said you ain't going to be able to buy or sell. They said the money about to go digital. The money's about to go digital. The dollar is getting trashed right now. They got the government on a shutdown. That's hurting all the economy of Babylon Great, aka America. The dollar is taking heavy hits right now, y'all, Charlotte. And they're doing it on purpose. Because they're ready to set up a digital dollar, a cryptocurrency. And to access the cryptocurrency, you have to have that hardware. You got to have that badge. You got to have that mark, the haragma. You got to have that. Otherwise, you can't buy or sell. You can't pay your phone bill. You can't do nothing. That's why they're making their whole system built on being digital. It's going to be computerized. That's so AI can handle all the, the processing, tracking. We going there. All these people used to scoff at us. Oh, they're not going to do that. That'll never happen. Man, they doing it right now. I personally know somebody who's building a data center on the outskirts of a big city. And it's for Meta, the Facebook guy. So this is happening. And they're going to, man, I think Trump won a big one, billions of dollars in Abilene, Texas, called Stargate. What is that for, y'all, Sharala? That's for them RFID microchips. They're going to need high processing computering to process all of that. High level computers. And the computers run so hot they need water to cool down. He's sucking the water from the environment. Then these devils are such a devil. My water bill going up. They charging the water to us. That's why I'm like, man, Lord, I'm calling the Lord like, please come get this devil, man. We're already struggling as it is. Then you want to foot the bill to pay for your data center and you the billionaire? So you can't tell me Esau Edom ain't the devil, man. That's straight wicked. You got all this damn money, but yet you want me to pay for your little funky data center that nobody asked for. Nobody want this stuff that's in they right mind. Man want this stupid stuff. I like the old school paper. I want to go digital. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Sham, let you know when it goes digital, it's going to this mark of the beast. That's what it's going to. Because it said right there, the image of the beast, and you must have that. That's your way of worshiping Esau Edom, is by having his mark. You know? And we're going to read the penalty on that. Let's get the penalty for having that mark. When you go to Revelation 14:9, there's one chapter over, baby, and it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he should be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shai. So the Lord gonna smoke your butt. And you need to be smoked. If you get Esau Edom's badge of dishonor, hey, you need to be out of here, because the warning done went out through the holy prophets not to get that. Like you should be ready to resist. Because Esau got me vexed, man. And that should be like the last straw. Like now you want to put something in my body in order to stay in your little decrepit system. Get the hell out of here, man. So get ready to resist, Yasharallah. And the whole reason that the Lord is doing this, and it's because to try us. That's how you're going to be tried. That's how the Lord going to prove who really worship and belong to him and who really belongs to Esau Edom. That's going to be the sorting out phase. It's going to test all our integrity. Like right now, everybody's talking like, yeah, I ain't going to do that. I'm against them devils. You know, we giving lip service right now. The Lord is like, I want to see. I want to see if you about it. So he going to put us all in them situations where like, Esau going to be like, man, take this or else. And the Lord going to see if we're going to hold up and stand on business. And tell that devil no. You know, stand stiffly for the Lord. Because that is to try us. I want to get a precept to kind of prove that. I want to say, what is that? Revelation 3:10 or 2:10. Yep, right there. This Revelation 3:10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. Hour of temptation when that MOTB going to be going out. It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So that's when we're going to be tried. With that mark of the beast, when that beast, when that RFID microchip get made mandatory, that's when we're going to be tried. The Lord is trying us right now. And he does that to see who's that gold. You know, because here it go. When you look at Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 2:5, it says, for gold is tried in the fire and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Because we're going to be in some adversity, man. A lot of us got families, loved ones we got to take care of. And Esau can say, hey, you can't work. If you don't get that mark of the beast, hey, you can't pay that car note. You can't drive that car. You got to have a digital license. You got to have this mark of the beast to drive that car. You can't pay that mortgage if you don't get my mark, you know. And then Esau going to be so cold with it, say if you resist it. Esau might put the gun to your head, like, get this and we're going to pull that trigger. He might line your family up. Hey, I'm going to lay all your family out if you don't get this MOTB. So it's going to get that intense, Yasharallah. So put that in your head. Run them trials to your head. We ain't going to know what we're going to do till we're actually placed in it. But I say run it through your mind now. That way when it happens, it won't be such a shock to the system. Like, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this to me. Like, you should be already know, like, oh, Dev, I knew you was going to do this. You know, that's what we got to lock into our faith. Our hope has got to be real turned up high. Like, real high. We got to have faith like the Lord going to step in at that moment and stop Esau Edom. That way we don't give in. Because this devil could take your child and put their head in the guillotine and say he going to, you know, pull that lever unless you take the MOTB. That's a very, very, very fiery trial right there. Especially for us that, you know, we love our children. Or they might take your mother, your father, you know, whoever, a loved one. Esau gonna get that dirty, Yashral. That's what I'm trying to let you know. It's gonna get to that. So this thing is happening. And how you know it's happening? Because these devils is building data centers all over Babylon the Great. Everywhere. Matter of fact, I got a clip on one. We're going to check that out. And I know it to be true. Like I said, I know somebody personally that's working on one. And then you know they want it up bad. They paying good money. Like, you get paid good money to build them data centers. So that means that devil want it up fast. And they're building them up fast, too. Real quick. I look up and it's like, they all over the U.S. I'm like, that mug already up and running? Like, God dang. Damn. Yeah, that Esau Edom's time is short. Because they throwing up huge data centers real quick. And all they're doing is ruining the environment. So I got a clip on that. Let's check it out. And then I'm going to put a testimony of it in the comment section.
Data centers are part of the lifeblood that powers big tech names like Meta and Google, and they face rising risks from climate change. Here's Diana Olick with a deep dive on that story. Data centers store and transfer all the digital information we use, which is a lot and growing. So they run very, very hot. The cheapest and most common way to cool them is water, a lot of it.
Water tends to be much cheaper than power, and so it's a pure financial decision for many players.
In just one day, the average data center could use 300,000 gallons of water to cool itself.
Damn.
The same water consumption as 100,000 homes, according to researchers at Virginia Tech, who also estimated that 1 in 5 data centers draws water from stressed watersheds, mostly in the West.
There is, without a doubt, risk if you're dependent on water. These data centers are set up to operate 20 years. So what is it going to look like in 2040 here, right?
That's why when CyrusOne, formerly a REIT but purchased this year by investment firms KKR and Global Infrastructure Partners, moved into the drought-stricken Phoenix area, it used a different, albeit more expensive method of cooling.
So that was sort of our aha moment where we had to make a decision. We changed our design to go to zero consumption water so that we didn't have that sort of risk.
Realizing the risk in New Mexico, Meta ran a pilot program on its Las Lunas data center to reduce relative humidity from 20% to 13%, lowering water consumption. It has since implemented this in all of its centers. But Meta's overall water consumption is still rising steadily, with about 1/5 of that water last year coming from areas deemed to have water stress. It does actively restore water and set a goal last year to restore more water than it consumes by 2030, starting in the West. But while companies with their own data centers can do that, data centers that lease to multiple clients are increasingly being bought by private equity firms in search of high-growth real estate.
There's a lot of new players that may not be as sophisticated, that may be looking at a short-term time horizon, that aren't worried about what the watershed looks like in 10 or 20 years because they're probably not going to be around.
And today at the COP27 UN Climate Summit in Egypt, a new drought alliance of 7 countries, including the U.S., is meeting to look at ways to make populations, economies, and businesses more resilient against drought. I also spoke with Microsoft President Brad Smith from that summit, who said the company is investing in new technologies to recycle water in its data centers. And he said he was, quote, bullish on Microsoft's ability to meet its goal of being water positive by 2030.
So, you gotta ask yourself, why are they building all these big data centers? And that's for that mark of the beast, the RFID microchip. I mean, you can't scoff at that, man. They're throwing them up everywhere. All the big tech companies are throwing them up everywhere. that is destroying the earth, man. She said, what, 300,000 gallons of water a day? Oh, man, this devil doing too much, y'all. This devil, and it's like cancer on the earth. That's like having a sore on your body. Because I bet they get hot. And I bet they're just sucking up water, start destroying all the vegetation, all the animals in the surrounding area. And they're going to want more and more of it. So Esau, Edom is destroying the earth. And that's why Yahushua has to come back and smash this devil out. And there's a precept on that to back up what I'm about to say. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at 17. It's Revelation 11 and 17 saying, and it reads, saying, we give thee thanks, O Lord Yahweh Almighty, which art and was and art to come, because thou hast taken to thee thy great power and has reigned. And I should have read that as Yahweh Shai. Because that's that precept. That's who it's really talking about right there. Really both of them. We just say Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And in verse 18 it says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldst give reward unto thy servants the prophets. Woo, we waiting on it. And to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldst destroy them which destroyed the earth. So Yahushua is coming to destroy Esau, Edom. Why? Because they're destroying the earth, man. If you keep getting all these big data centers and keep putting them up everywhere, it's going to suck up all the water. It's going to ruin the vegetation, the animal life that we eat off of. Probably the air quality, the water quality. Like, this place is already decrepit and poison as it is. Now Esau Edom's making it worse. This fool got data centers everywhere. Big, giant, mega computers so that he can track and get information on you. And then this devil, he ain't satisfied. He want to put the microchip in your body. He want to make you a cyborg. That's this devil's, like, ultimate dream. Like, he gets a hard-on for that. I want to shove this in your body so I could track your every movement. And if you got that one that go in your head, I bet they control, like, your thoughts and stuff. You could be hacked when that happens. Like, you might as well say you done died when you done got the RFID microchip. That's Esau unalive in your butt. Because you're out of here. The Lord don't want you no more. You ain't getting on no chariot with that RFID microchip in your body. And I believe it's going to come down to choice, man. It'll probably be more extreme, but very similar to that C-19, because a lot of people went and got that because they were scared, but a lot of us, didn't. We didn't go get that. We trusted in the Lord. Like, man, I'll take some vitamin C. I'll, boost my immune system naturally. And what happened? We all right. Now everybody I know that took that C-19, that juice, all of them regret it. Every single last one of them. Like, I shouldn't have did it. And I was trying to warn them. They was calling me stupid. And then some more stuff. And I was trying to warn them, don't get it, man. Like, wait it out. But they was scared. And remember at that time, Esau was saying you can't work. You can't get on a plane. Like, they was putting all them stimulations like you had to go get it. And a lot of people went and got that. Now they got all these injuries. I think that part took my pops out. Like, you seen the outcome of that. So that was a test run, a quiz. And today Esau Edom do his big one, which is going to be that RFID microchip. It's going to be the same thing. They're going to say you can't work, you can't go on a plane, you can't do this. They're going to put up all these restrictions, then scare you. Or if you don't get it, man, you're going to be messed up. They're going to put that fear in there. And see, we fear the Lord. That's why when that situation went down, man, that never scared me. I never got scared not one time during that event. Because I knew some BS from the get-go. Like, we already knew what Esau Edom was doing. We're not ignorant to his devices. So I'm not about to take your experimental stuff. I'm not doing it. And now we look at it on the outcome. Hey, man, praise the Lord. Yeah, how about y'all Shah? We listened and we didn't do it. Now we ain't got the regret. Like, I shouldn't have did it. Everybody in my family regret that. And they tell me. I should have did it. Now they all trying to figure out, what did we really get? I'm like, we don't know. I don't know. Ain't no telling. Yo, but we know you got some technology. We know that. That mug was high tech. So it's gonna be the same thing with this new, this RFID microchip when it gets made mandatory, which they're working on that now. That digital ID they're trying to do in Utah, this is a baby step. And we know through the scriptures they're gonna eventually get their way. Because that's the plan that the Heavenly Father wants Esau Edom to implement. Because he wants Esau Edom to try the children of Israel to see, which one of us is it acceptable. Who gonna really be that solid gold for Yahweh Shah? The Lord gonna do a faith check. He gonna see how much faith you got. We'll see. So don't be surprised when you get lowered to a lower state, when you get dropped down, because we might lose everything we got. Don't get attached to your job, your car, your house. We might lose all our worldly possessions real soon, because I believe they're going to do this thing soon, because they moving fast. Like, they could be making that mandatory as soon as next year. Everything is in place. All they need is a false flag event, and then there we go. We right there. Because a lot of these data centers is already up and running. The RFID microchip technology is already in place. They just need the perfect crisis, and bam, it's mandatory. So, with that being said, Yashar Allah, I hope this was edifying. I want to say Kwam Yashar Allah, and stay locked in, because Yahweh Shah is quickly on the way. Shalom.